friends, and welcome to another episode of Fort Worth Roots. Are you craving quality music made right here in Fort Worth? Visit amplify817.org to browse and stream a growing collection of commercial-free local music wherever you are. Do your ears a favor and discover your new favorite local group today on amplify817.org. Amplify 817 is a service of the Fort Worth Public Library, sponsored in part by community donors to the Fort Worth Public Library Foundation, which pays local artists up front to feature their music on the platform. We love amplify817.org, and seriously, guys, it streams just like everything else, Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcast. The only difference is you don't have to pay for the service. You get exactly what you want, and you're discovering artists right here in your own backyard. Good morning if you're listening to it in the morning. Good afternoon if it's the afternoon for you. It's confusing for me now because we do a morning show. Fort Worth Roots podcast has been going for 5 years, and we've been delivering these hour and a half, sometimes 4 hour long episodes for the last 5 years. But going on 4 weeks now. We started the morning show, and you can catch that every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, by 8 a.m. And we found that Spotify seems to pull the episode first, but if you want to get it before anybody else, you can go to our website, fortworthroots.com, to take a look at that. Also want to tell you about our favorite real estate agent group. It's called the Davis Team. And you can find all of our sponsors by going to the fortworthroots.com website and hit the Trusted Sponsors tab. We've got a great way for you to spend your dollars locally and support the community at fortworthroots.com. The Davis team has sold 2 homes for us in 2 totally different markets. And I told Jordan and her team, there is nobody else in DFW that we would have allowed to be a sponsor under the real estate flag or banner or whatever, that category, if we couldn't have the Davis team, because we would have always known in the back of our minds that these folks are the best. And we want to make sure that we give you the best whenever we're selecting sponsors and putting them up on our website and suggesting them as the authority in that arena. So anyway, the Davis team. Go to yourdavisteam.com for all of your real estate questions. If you have needs such as property tax information or whatever, they're happy to just get on the phone with you and answer questions. If you need to buy or sell a home, these are absolutely the people that you need here in DFW. That's yourdavisteam.com. All right, guys, we got a great episode ahead for you today. This is a gentleman that we've wanted to get on the show here. As soon as we became aware of what he was doing in the community, I was like, got to get him. Got to have that gentleman on the show, because the comedy scene here in Fort Worth, it exists, but it's not as popular, I feel like, in certain... It's more prevalent in other cities. I feel like Fort Worth, the comedy scene is kind of up and coming. So whenever I found out this guy was throwing shows around town, I was like, we got to get into that. So also, if you were out at Arts Goggle this weekend, thank you so much for coming out. We had a great event. Huge turnout, 1,000 vendors, 1,000 plus, I think, 50 or maybe 70 bands on stage. It was wild. It's the biggest event that Fort Worth Roots has ever been a part of. And I believe it is the largest Arts Goggle in history. So if you missed it, I'm sorry. We got some pictures and videos on our social media. You can find Fort Worth Roots on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram as Fort Worth Roots. And something I've been bragging a lot about lately is you don't have to go to the 4th or 5th page on your Google search whenever you look for Fort Worth Roots. You can type Fort Worth Roots into your browser, and it's like the 2nd, 3rd option down on the front page. Pretty proud of that. Took 5 years to get there. All right. That is enough talking out of me, folks. Thank y'all so much for being here. And please stay tuned to the very end of the episode where we talk more about our sponsors and events that are coming up. We save that for the very end there. But you can always find it in the show notes, or you can go to our website and find information on our trusted sponsors at fortworthroots.com. I do repeat myself if you didn't already know that. All right. Give it up for our friend, Anthony Reyes. You can get him at Cockpit Comedy on Instagram. Also, his other account is at _tequila_Tony. And let's start the show. right, brother. Good morning.
Good morning, man. How are
Getting
you?
started off right. Just after 9 o'clock here. Tell our folks your name and where you hail from, sir.
Oh, my name's Anthony Reyes, coming from Fort Worth, Texas. You know what I mean?
Word.
Yeah.
What's the name of your organization?
Cockpit Comedy Productions.
And did you start that up?
Yeah, I came up with it by myself. Kind of a weird way to come up with it. So we originally started doing shows at a place called the Red Goose Saloon, downtown Fort Worth.
Uh-huh.
And my idea for this open mic show was like almost competition. You know, everybody's kind of battling to do shows at these bigger spots, and it felt like when you put two roosters in a cage, you know, and let them get at it. So I thought, oh, you know, Cockpit. We're at the Red Goose. The thought of a goose being in a cockpit fighting cocks, you know what I mean?
Works.
Like, yeah. But it's hard to explain to people, so I've just kept it to it's an airplane. And
Oh, seriously?
yeah, dude, because so many people are like, oh, cockpit comedy, like the front of an airplane.
Well, that's what I thought. Is it part of your graphic now?
Kind of, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a surprise that I would have immediately thought that too, because I'm a kind of an aviation nut. So.
Yeah, and I get a lot of questions if I've done aviation. I'm like, just plagiarizing a little bit, you know.
Yeah. So, what is the format of the show nowadays?
It just kind of depends. So we got a couple different concepts. We obviously have our open mics where it's just practice. We have just regular showcasings where we do, great comics in the DFW area, plus some new upcoming comics that are maybe trying to get more credibility or more, stage time. And then we also do these bash shows where it's comedy competition / roast battle competition. And, we do those with a grand prize. The winner wins everything. The losers win nothing, so that's kind of how it goes. It makes people bring their A game. And yeah, just even for the audience, to get this tournament style competition, it's more engaging, so.
How often do you do those where you've got a cash prize?
I try to do it seasonal, so like one in the wintertime, springtime, summertime. Hey,
that jet was crazy low.
Well, I feel like I'm in a jet right now with these aviation headsets,
It sounds like the Blue Angels are right over our head. This isn't their typical flight pattern. Hope something's not popping off.
Hey, you never know.
Scrambling jets. Going DEFCON 5.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's so weird being over here in this area because I worked on that base for 9 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and now somebody told me that recently this has changed. I don't know that this is true. I need to check into it. But if you don't retire out of the military, you don't get like a veteran card. So I can't even go back on that base.
Oh, wow.
And there's nothing on that base to miss. But it bothers me that I can't go on there.
So no secret alien spacecraft.
I mean, there's talk, man.
Yeah,
there's talk. In fact, whenever I was working out there, periodically we would get kind of like be on the lookout for updates during our morning meetings. There's people all the time like sitting outside the base taking pictures and stuff, thinking that there's something kind of
going on,
below. What do they call that? Below bar or whatever?
Conspiracy theories, man,
There's apparently, and you'll have to do your own research, folks, but apparently there's an entire, alien underground base at Carswell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right out here.
Well, they say there's a whole underground society under downtown Fort Worth. They got all the tunnels down there, they say.
So they do have the old Tandy Center.
Oh, really?
You know anything about that?
I have no idea what that is, yeah.
Okay, so I've only been in Fort Worth for about 14 years now.
Okay.
But the people that have been here much longer than me remember going to the Tandy Center, and you would park out there by the river.
Okay.
And then you would go into a tunnel, I guess, and you would ride a little rail, a small train, into the mall. Something like that. And
I'm sure the mall downtown, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm sure I'm messing up the details, but you would go in from the sub level.
Yeah.
And then you would go up into the mall.
Hey, I don't doubt it, man. I don't doubt it if there's still something going on over there,
I hope there is.
Oh, yeah.
I want to live in a world where crazy stuff like that happens on the regular basis.
Oh, yeah. Well, when the Sandman blew up downtown, the hotel building, everybody was saying
it
was just a gas leak. And I was like, well, I really hope it was like some CIA, mission gone wrong, James Bond kind of deal. Although, it wasn't a good situation at the end of the day. But,
Yeah, some people got hurt, but I don't think anybody was killed.
I don't know.
If you folks don't remember that, it was crazy.
See,
like, there's a whole floor of a building that just blew out.
Yeah, I try to not get all the details. That way I can make fun of situations and be like, I'm uneducated on it. So.
I step in that all the time.
Yeah, it's that gray area. Yeah.
That's something we need to. So we've got a friend with the Fort Worth Fire Department. I mean, it's been long enough that nobody's going to remember the details, including him probably. But it would have been good to get him on the phone and ask, like, hey, what was that really about?
Hey, well, apparently there was a case that was under investigation, and then that was the last anybody ever heard about it. So. Also I don't keep up with it, so I can make jokes and stuff.
Well, and the media circuit has a very short attention span, so
that's true too.
If they don't figure something out real quick, you're never going to hear about it.
Hey,
we'll have to ask Craig. Ask Craig. So, what do you do for a day job?
I actually bartend now.
Okay.
Been bartending since COVID.
Where are you bartending at?
Right now I bartend at Thompson's Bookstore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, literally right there next to the Sandman.
Yeah.
So.
Were you there the day that happened?
No, I was working down the street at a different location. I wasn't even at work, but everybody was blowing my line up like, hey.
Are you good?
Are you good? Yeah, and I'm like, well, I don't even know what's going on, And
wow.
And yeah, so kind of a blessing, but I heard it was pretty bad. So.
Is Thompson's 3 levels now?
It's technically 4.
Because I haven't been in there since I opened up the new stuff.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. They got the speakeasy in the basement or hidden location, whatever, They got the bookstore on the first floor, the event center on the second floor, and then they got a cigar lounge on the third floor, which is, the cigar lounge is awesome. I don't want to be, promoting, and they're not paying me and stuff, but
no, for
it's
sure.
A great cigar.
It's a Fort Worth stop.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
a wild little story about Thompson's. Folks that have listened to every episode have already heard this, but we have a friend that was at Thompson's one early afternoon and just sitting there at the bar, and she was scrolling through Instagram or something, and there was a picture of Trump that was on her phone, and she's reading this thing, and somebody comes up behind her in a very distinguishable, like a recognizable voice, goes, "What are you doing looking at that clown?" And she doesn't even have to turn around. She already can tell by the voice. She's got Harrison Ford standing behind her.
Oh, wow.
At Thompson's.
Really?
She turns around and she's just like, oh, my God. She says, can I get a hug? And he goes, handshakes are quieter. And the way she told the story, I was like, that sounds just like I would expect Harrison Ford to be,
Hey, he still got it. He still got that Riz,
No cap.
Man. No. Yeah, the lingo these kids be coming up with is crazy. They got the skibbity stuff. I don't even know that.
Skibbity Ohio toilet Riz.
Hey, something like that, right? Oh man,
that's one of my most played videos on Instagram. Was me just goofing around one morning, and I said Skibbity Ohio toilet Riz, and it just blew up.
Oh man,
ridiculous.
Hey, maybe I need to change my marketing style. I don't know.
I can't.
Yeah,
it'd feel like selling out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'd lean into like the big back community. That's more my home,
Big back
community. Yeah, where like when you eat a lot of food, if you order 2 entrees at a restaurant, that's big back activities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. And I'm not even mad. Like it's kind of creative. It's better than when they were calling me wetback. So it's kind of different, but. Yeah,
so
man.
I wanted to ask you about the comedy scene here in Fort Worth, because there's a couple of things. There's a few things that I want to break into with the Fort Worth Roots podcast that we haven't really touched that much. One of them is the comedy scene, the rodeo circuit, just the Coliseum that we have here in Fort Worth. And we have this entire rich rodeo culture here in Fort Worth that I don't get enough of here on the show. Yeah. Comedy's another one. And then the third one that I can think of right now is like the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Hispanic sector of Fort Worth, because that's another pocket that we haven't really gotten into. Yeah, is because it is such a huge part of Fort Worth culture.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel kind of removed from that. Say.
Oh yeah, man. Some of the best restaurants are like in these little itty bitty neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Can't even remember the name of it, but I know how to get there. It's off of Main Street, right? If you're going from the courthouse towards the stockyards, it's on the left-hand side, and on the side of the building facing Main Street, It's one restaurant. And then if you go around the corner, there's another one. And apparently that one's really good too.
Okay.
But once I found this Mexican food restaurant, I was like, this is it. This is where I get Mexican food now.
Definitely. Hey, North Fort Worth, South Fort Worth, anywhere where there's low income, man, they're putting a lot of seasoning in that food, and it's great. It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah. You got a favorite restaurant here in town?
El Mil Taco in South Fort Worth. That's just nostalgic for me. And man, y'all gotta start paying me promotion. You know what I'm saying? But no, man. For me, it's just nostalgic. I recommend it to everybody. That one and La Fe. I don't know if you've ever heard of La Fe. It's on Hemp Hill in South Fort Worth. It's a pandaria, so they sell sweetbread mostly, but they have burritos as well. These like barbacoa burritos, and I mean their tortillas are homemade. Everything's just.
It's not across from that storage place, is it?
No, it's
That sounds really good.
It's right next to like the crackhead hotspot. It's there's like a little convenience store.
There's a few of
There's
those.
a little bank, cash bank right there.
Okay.
Hemp Hill Seminary is like right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
okay. Hemp Hill and Seminary.
A block from there. Yeah.
That's a busy ass intersection.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a
and there's
hotspot,
there's a bad little dip right there.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But yeah, no, that's one of my favorite food locations for sure. I'm trying, to diverse my eating. Been eating a lot of like Mediterranean lately, stuff like that. Just kind of, I don't know, man, all that grease and all the, fried stuff.
Talking about Mediterranean, and that restaurant I was just describing before you get to Exchange.
Okay.
Right across from that, not right across from it, but on that same section of street, there's a Mediterranean place right before you get to Exchange. And it is so good. Yeah. And again, I can't remember the name of it.
Man, yeah, well, hey.
I just know how to get there.
I need to start. That's a good move, I need to start saying I don't remember the name of it till I start getting some free meals or something. Like,
sure. Right. No, I legit have a terrible memory, though. So, But, yeah, I get down on some Mediterranean. There's one right here in River Oaks. It's like, starts with an N. I can't remember. But they're Mediterranean food. It's good.
See, I'm trying to get in with these local spots too, man, because I also do charity events.
Okay.
We had a back-to-school event August 18th that just passed. And, for these next one, man, I want to get, like, local food spots, local vendors, like, whatever it is, and just kind of come together, network with each other, you know what I mean? Donate to the kids, obviously.
Yeah. Well, let us know if we can help with that.
Yeah, man,
I don't know if you saw what we did last Saturday.
I didn't. No, I didn't catch it.
So this was benefiting Cook Children's.
Okay.
We had 60-something vendors out there.
Okay, nice.
2 blocks shut down. Got Pouring Glory. The roll-up doors are open. They're serving beer and food right there. Got the street closed down so people can walk around with their drinks. And we brought a flatbed trailer, and I modded this thing out. It was our stage for the day.
Oh, yeah.
And
you got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah.
A lot of this crazy stuff in here. The reason the studio is in such a wreck, a state of despair, is because it was all on the trailer. Yeah. The drum kit. And
I thought you got robbed at first. I was like, just look crazy.
Everything's so crazy right now. I could have gotten robbed and don't even know it. I hope that's not the case. So there was I'm from Abilene originally. Okay. And there was a place called La Popular. And their burritos were so good. Yeah. Them and Hernandez Bakery, really, really good. And then I move out here, and it's like, man, where are all the burrito shops?
Yeah, man.
So I'm going to have to get with you on that.
Yeah, man, because there's some good spots. Like I said, low-income neighborhoods, kind of the best locations. Once you start getting into, like, the dyslexic.
Avocado toast.
Avocado toast, you know what I'm saying? Coleslaw on your tacos. That's how you know. When it's
I've gone too far.
When it's $6, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For like a chorizo and egg, you know you've gone to the wrong place.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, man.
So we got off track there, but the comedy scene in Fort Worth. So I know we just had a club open up, Laugh something.
Big Laugh Comedy Club. Yeah, man.
What do you think about that place?
Oh, man, it's a great spot. I love it. Yeah. They've been bringing in a good crowd. They're big on social media, I would say. They just started that open mic on Mondays. That's been pretty good, kind of getting some of the local comics out, get together, network with each other and stuff. I mean, they've been bringing big names. I think they have Chris DiStefano this weekend or the weekend that just passed. Something like that.
Okay.
So, I mean, getting some names out here for sure. Creating a scene. I mean, we obviously have Hyenas as well, which is great.
You think Big Laugh is going to shut down Hyenas?
I don't know, man. It's tough to say. I don't have a dog in the fight, right? It's like, but Hyenas is such a staple. They've been there for years.
Yeah.
But also Big Laugh. I mean, you know, you always gotta not underestimate the new guys on the block, you know.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's definitely a back and forth. I know.
I'm glad we have two.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, dude. I wish we had more. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I know there's like this mafia kind of like this. It's almost like you got to be with a family, you know, like.
Well, sure. And I wonder if they're playing that. It seems like Hyenas would play it probably. Where if I catch you playing at that club, then
hey man, there's talks. You know, I try to stay out of it. You know, I'm very under the radar right now. I guess you know, I guess not popular enough for it to matter. They're like, you can do both spots. It's cool. Like, we don't care. Yeah. So it's okay. But yeah, if it ever came to like you have to choose, I'm not really. You know, like I don't have a dog in the fight.
We don't have to go into that.
Yeah, for me, I want to create my own thing as well. So like, I would love for if we could all just work together and be.
What's
a happy
the space
family.
Like in there? Is it nice?
Big Laugh. Oh man, it's nice. They got 2 floors. The upper floor maybe has like 300 seating.
Damn. Okay.
Downstairs has like maybe 180, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So they got a few different rooms.
Yeah, man, it's cool. They got a podcast room. Okay. They got like I believe they have like a green screen space area or something. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it, man. It's cool going up there. I like, you know, talking. The staff's great. You know, but Hyena staff's great too. Their location's great. Like I said, they're such a staple. I am excited to see what it brings to the scene. You know, that for me, it's always like people see competition. I see upgrading. You know what I mean? I see people forcing people out of their comfort zone, and that creates greatness.
Yeah, maybe that'll encourage Hyenas to make sure their AC system's fixed.
Hey, dude.
You know?
Yeah, man. Hey.
No shade. We love you, Hyena. You ever heard of a fella named Brian Breckenridge?
Brian, that sounds very familiar, but
he was in the circuit for years, and I love you, Brian. You every once in a while you'll see somebody just lose their shit on social media and do the big mic drop walkout, right?
I've seen that.
And Brian Breckenridge did this. I think it was 3 or 4 months ago now, but he was like, "I am done with comedy. I'm done bleeding for this city so that I can just start over with new management or new clubs, and it's like I can never get there."
Yeah, the amount of times I've seen that already is it's kind of sad. If I could, I mean, I'm new to the game, right? So some people can look at it like, he doesn't know what he's talking about or whatever. But what I tell people is like the only way to make it happen is you got to create, right? Like, I feel like too many times these comedians, which are great comedians, you got very great, you know, funny people, but they wait for an opportunity to come to them. They leave their future in somebody else's hands, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to be accepted or validated.
And this is your thing, right? It's your brand. It's your business.
Me. Yeah. So and that was my thing in the beginning. You know, like when I started comedy, I knew I was like, hey, I'm kind of funny. You know what I mean? And I almost felt shunned. You know, obviously the new comic, you know, you got to prove yourself, right? Yeah. Everyone has to prove themselves. But I also didn't want to beg anybody for an opportunity. I didn't, which is also not the right way to go. Like sometimes you got to be like, hey, can I get on a show? Or like, you got to put your name out there. But in the beginning, I had a lot of pride, and I was like, I'm just going to create something of my own. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, I tried it. You know what I mean? And by doing that, I ended up creating something really great. Made a lot of good friends along the way. Met people who were like actually on the same mindset and the same path of like, hey, I want to create something instead of waiting, you know? And so that's been really cool. I tell people to brand themselves, you know, like not just with, you know, don't just do comedy, but like if you have like maybe a favorite joke that people know you by, like create a shirt or like, you know, there's a guy named Stank Toe. You know, I told this guy, like, dude, come up with some socks, dude, sell some socks, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll do these shows and I'll sell out my merch. Because,
that's awesome.
But because nobody else has merch to sell, you know?
Right.
And so now I have, like, these chicks coming up like, hey, we want to support. and they buy a hat and they'll never wear the hat, but they just want it to support. So I'm telling people like, hey man, as if you start branding yourself, you can not only make money off doing the show, but I made more money off selling my merch than I did off getting on a show. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, especially so young into the game, you know. But once you start creating stuff, like I feel like it puts you on a different in a different space, you know, in a different platform.
So what's your hook? What's on your merch?
For me, it's Cockpit Comedy right now. But I don't know. I have a couple things I want to make shirts. Like I tell people, "Blessed is the day." Like they'll be like, "How are you?" I'll be like, "Oh, blessed is the day." You know, I also have
throw somebody off guard on it.
You know what I mean? I
like,
have
you're one of those.
Yeah. But see, I said it jokingly one time, right? Like, cause you know, you ever seen the Skittles commercial, like berries and cream. So I just, you know, being or being dumb, you know, and yeah, so I just said it one day, like, oh, blessed is the day, you know, and got a laugh. And I said it again another time, but not only the laugh, but like it started making me feel like, oh, it is a blessed day, you know. And so now I say it because I truly
makes
believe
you feel
it.
good.
Yeah, man. I also have another one where it's like some people call it trauma. I call it character building. I don't know what I want to do with that, but I want to, you know, put it somewhere. I got different ideas. I got one business idea I'm working on. It's called the Foodie Booty Review, right?
The Foodie Booty Review.
Where we go around and try the culinary arts at gentlemen's clubs.
Oh,
you know?
God.
Yeah, it's called the Foodie Booty
Get
Review.
your hepatitis shots.
Hey, you know. The meat's pink and your eyes are pink. You know, I don't know, there's something there for sure.
Yeah, I remember this was, 20 years ago. Something like that. Something crazy. Long time ago. A buddy of mine wanted to go to a gentleman's club on the other side of Dallas, like Rockwall, something like that.
Okay.
Honest to God, I can't remember where this place was or the name of it, but they had a buffet that kicked off at like 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
You had to stick around to get it.
Oh, wow.
And, I mean, dude, I am not that kind of person. Like, I don't stay out that late.
Yeah.
At 11 o'clock, I'm dead. I'm looking for places on the ground
That's prime
to
time
lay
for
down.
me, does it?
So he's really holding out for this buffet, and I'm like, man, can we please go? I will buy you whatever foods you want, but can we go? He's like, no, we came for the buffet. We're staying for the buffet. And it was shit. It was dog shit.
Oh, was it? Oh, man.
I was so pissed.
There are bad ones, but man, are there some good ones too. I'll tell you that.
What's the best one?
I mean, I don't know now. It's been a while since I've been, but when I used to go, there was this, you know, until I get sponsorship, I don't remember the name, but it was over off 820, you know, and it was a cool spot, you know. It was, you know, it was the type of place where you could smoke weed in the establishment. Not that I do that, but you could if you wanted to, you know. And so, like, with those type of places, they tend to make more money, right? Because they let people do what they want. So when you make more money, the chefs get better supplies, you know?
Right.
And, dude, like, they'd have steaks. They'd have, like, lobster. They'd have, like, all types of stuff, dude. Lamb chops. It was great. It was great. So that one was, like, the only one I really ate at. But you always hear, like, you know, Atlanta, Magic City has, like, great wings. You know, you hear, like, Las Vegas, those strip clubs, you know, you get the best food. And so that's always been a thought of mine. Like, I want to travel around and, like, just try the food there.
Dude, I think this is a great idea.
It's a great idea. I've thought about it for years.
Have you checked to see if anybody's ever done that?
I met a guy who said he knows a guy and he knows a guy, and it just never went nowhere. And for me, it's like, I would love to do it myself, but I don't know the legal standpoint on recording inside of a strip club. So
yeah, you probably you can probably, but you'd have to be framed up in the right spot.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
Yeah, I figured that montage would be, you know, obviously clothes on, the women dancing or whatever, but yeah, there's a business plan behind this for sure.
That's cool.
I got a portfolio, you know. It's just I'm gonna Shark Tank it to somebody, you know,
okay.
And just kind of figure it out, you know.
That could be a really good show.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Hopefully nobody steals my idea by the time this.
You're already ahead of them. They don't have time.
Oh yeah.
Where do you have any residencies? Do you play anywhere regularly?
For the comedy Voodoo Brewing, we do open mics every Sunday there, and we are now gonna start doing shows one Friday a month. Okay. So
at Voodoo,
yeah. So we were gonna do it on Sundays. Football season kind of makes things weird. And then, we bring in a good enough crowd to where we are able to do it on a Friday and not kind of mess up business a bit. So that's been a blessing. We also do the Red Goose Saloon downtown Fort
Still
Worth.
doing that.
We do the open mics on Mondays. That's where we originally started. We did shows there early in the year before they have this. They have the speakeasy now. Before they had that, we used the room. And, I mean, even Big Laughs, dude, like when I started – doing these shows and stuff, right? Big Laugh was under construction still, and I remember one day hearing a couple of guys talking about how they were going to go work over there and blah blah blah. I was like, hey, I'll go work over there for free. They're like, I bet you would, Mexican. I was like, but I was, it's all fun and game. I was like, all right, let's go, and they ended up wanting to pay me, right? Because we're doing construction stuff, and they're like, hey, we'll pay you cash or whatever. But I told them, I was like, I don't want any money. Just remember me, you know what I mean? Just if something comes up and you need somebody, like, remember me, right? Yeah. And sure enough, 2 days later, they had a show planned and they couldn't do it because they're still under construction. They were like, hey, do you know any venues? And I was like, I got the perfect venue, holds about 100, and so they came and did a show. It went great. We ended up doing like 4 or 5 more shows there before.
At Red Goose.
Before their spot opened up. And that's like rad. Not even including the shows that we were doing already. I want to say like, I don't know the numbers, but in my head, I want to say we brought like probably over 10,000 in revenue in 1 month just off the shows and the open mics.
That's incredible, man.
So for me, that's been great. And like bringing that to other establishments, like, hey, this is what we are capable of doing. You know what I mean? Just kind of give us the freedom. And it's been working. I mean, Voodoo, they're kind of new to the game. I want to say right now they're on the wrong side of South Main, but I think there's a lot more development, and it's going to be like, I think it's going to be the new 6th Street, that whole area, Yeah.
Well, if they hold on, because, there's apartments going up. JPS just put a new parking lot over there.
I've seen that.
And, Pouring Glory. Excuse me, Pouring Glory is right behind them.
Yeah.
So there's a little corner over there that doesn't get as much love as it should. You got the Cicada, you got Down and Out, you got Voodoo, and you got Pouring Glory, and it's all right there.
And you got Brick's Barbecue.
Brick's Barbecue.
I mean, dude,
they got weird hours though.
It is weird, yeah.
Isn't it?
I mean, probably the food's so great that they close early.
Food is really good. Yeah. I went in there, and it was a buy one get one day for their. I think it was like a brisket hamburger or something. Oh, yeah. I can't remember what I had. Yeah. All I remember is that it was so damn good. Yeah. And I ended up taking the second one to go, and I wasn't going to eat it. Yeah. I wasn't going to be around a fridge for a while, so I took it to Cicada and gave it to the bartender. Hey. It's like, hey, I'm not going to eat it. You can have it.
That's how you create good friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I bet she doesn't remember my name, but I'm looking out. So
blessings.
Got to do little things like that when you get a chance. Yeah, for sure.
But another spot we do shows at, I forgot to say, Thompson's Bookstore. So we started doing shows there once a month as well. So we do that in the Speakeasy. We got another one coming October 20th in about 2 weeks. And pretty much with those, we'll do one every month. We try to do those on Sundays, but like I said, with football season, it's kind of weird. So, but I like Sundays. For me, that's like a sweet spot, you know what I mean? Especially before football season, because Friday, Saturday, you have concerts, you got like date night, movies, all these things you're competing with. Sunday, it's like church, brunch, and then what do I do? Like it's still the weekend, I want to do something, but I got work tomorrow too, so you don't want to stay out too long. So we do an early show to where it's like, right after brunch, you're drunk, just come on down to the show, catch a show, you're out by like 8, 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? And
how are you connecting with your audience? I mean, you're getting a really good turnout for these events.
Yeah. So I want to say bartending has been the best for me. Yeah. Not only that, I pass out flyers. I do a lot of like foot traffic. I'll try to go into these areas and act like a consumer, and then be like, oh, hey, by the way, I heard there's comedy shows over here. So, something like that. And I mean, also, like I said, bartending too. I meet so many people a day.
Okay.
A lot of times you can catch me doing my comedy at the bar, like, because when you tell people you do comedy, now you have to prove it. Yeah. And it gets kind of weird sometimes because like my jokes can go very dark without me even realizing it, because it's just my humor. And I never say anything malicious, but it's like it sometimes, and then, you got people that'll be like, oh, well, don't say anything about this or this, but now that's all I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? So it's like it's really tough, and I got to remember sometimes I'm at work. You know,
well, when you're doing a set too, I mean, you've got like your build up, and you know that you tell this part of the joke before, and it's like you're telling a story. Kinda.
Exactly.
And they're wanting you to give them the short 30-second zinger, right?
Yeah. Give me the summary of the Titanic. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like,
Well, where can people find all the information on these shows that you're putting together?
So Instagram, you can go to Cockpit Comedy. Cockpit Comedy, you got to type it real fast or something else might pop up. But Cockpit Comedy, it's all one word. It's the one with the cloud, you know. Or you can go to my personal page. It's _tequila_Tony. That's THE_tequila_Tony. You know. And then so I post on social media, post on Facebook. Surprisingly enough, I don't get as much traction on social media than most people think. Like we get a couple likes and stuff, but most of the people that come out to the shows are the people that I've met face to face. You know, that those interactions mean more than you seeing a post on, you know. I mean, we see posts all day, every day about all types of events, and you know, unless it's a super big name, it's not going to catch your eye, like you know. So paid advertisement, that's like the next route I'm trying to go. I'm just, you know, it's when it's a one-man army, you know, you try to balance it out, you know, because especially with the shows, they can get pricey after a while. You know, I like doing my stuff legit. I used to have a DJ, and then he almost got deported. You know, I outsource, you know, so but yeah, he almost got deported, and I don't know if I should say that.
No, that's okay.
Don't say his name, you know, but that's my guy, man. I love that dude to death. But, you know, unfortunately, I had to find a new DJ, and that gets more expensive because when it's a friend compared to a stranger, you know, they tend to charge a little more. And and then, you know, I got a camera guy. He comes and you know, pictures, videos. You know, I got to pay the comics and, you know, just stuff like that. So, it does get kind of expensive, but you know, hey, we just making it happen, man. So
that's excellent.
The bigger venues we can get, you know, the more we can do it. That's why I tell people too, you know, market yourself, build you a fan base, because I also want to book people who can bring a crowd out, you know.
Sure.
If I'm always the one selling out the room, you know, then I'm gonna stop paying people. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna say, like, you know what I mean? Because we all right now we're such at a entry level of it that we got to work together, and if we don't work together, then it's not going to lift off the ground, you know.
Well, if you never need any help from us, we're here for you.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm full time now. I started doing this full time about 2 weeks ago, and I'm always like, do you need somebody? Like,
yeah, hey, man,
let me help.
Shoot.
And if
it takes a team,
if Voodoo doesn't work out, I got some other places that would love to have you. So.
Yeah, man, heck yeah, man. All the spots been good, but you know, we're always open to expanding. You know, doing more shows.
Sure.
And, yeah, each venue is a new demographic. You know, it gets us familiar with the establishment familiar with us, and you know, it takes a team. So.
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to see what you got cooking next.
Man. Appreciate it.
Can we get you back on the show soon?
Oh, definitely soon.
And I need to catch a show, so make sure you let me know when you got something going on.
Yes, sir. Cockpit Comedy, October 20th. I don't know when this is coming out, but October 20th,
Monday,
November 8th. Those are the next couple shows coming up. And then, like I said, once a month, we got these different venues, so you can catch like 2 months a show, 3 months a show sometimes, just depending. So. Yeah, awesome, man. Heck yeah. I'm excited.
Thank you again.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're out of here, folks. We'll see you for the next one. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Fort Worth Roots podcast. It's been a lot of fun, and I don't know if I gave all the updates I was supposed to at the beginning of the episode, but thank you for coming out to Arts Goggle, and don't miss the new morning show on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. Nothing's changing. Everything's staying the same, but we're adding something to the schedule. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 a.m. You can log into Spotify or our website at fortworthroots.com and stream the newest episode. And this 20-minute segment is just there to keep you up to date with what's happening around Fort Worth, the area, the city, events, news stories, and all that good stuff. We're really excited about this morning show, and you can call us anytime you want at 817-988-1292. You can leave us a voicemail. You can also email us if you have a story or an event coming up. It's media@fortworthroots.com to leave us an email if you'd like to. You can do the audio file. You can type it out. Please don't send us any links because I won't click on them unless I know you so well that I would drink out of the same cup as you, which is very rare, by the way. If I ever drink out of a cup that you've been drinking out of, we're like besties. Okay, Flurry Fitness. Check them out over there behind the Waffle House across from the military base, sharing the same parking lot as Target, just to the side of it. Anyway, Flurry Fitness is a high-intensity interval training type workout. Learn how to box a little bit, but I think the onus is on the workout. It's a 45-minute to an hour class, and it's going to get you there. Whatever your fitness goals are, this is a really engaging way to get there. So check that out. FlurryFitness.com. Told you guys about the Davis team. You can go to yourdavisteam.com and find all the information on what they do, services they provide. They sold 2 homes for us in this market, and we simply would not have anybody else as a real estate agent. Team, this is like 14 full-time agents, by the way. When you get the Davis team, you don't get one agent. You get 14 of them, and they know what they're doing. We're going to get them on the show pretty soon. Anyway, that's the move. North Texas, selling or buying a home. Got real estate questions? yourdavisteam.com. Amplify817.org. You guys know. If you don't know, you should know. It's a leg of the Fort Worth Public Library. What does that even mean, Andrew? If you don't know, you should know. I don't know. It's early. All right, keep going. Fort Worth Public Library, amplify817.org. These folks are hands down the best, the most good, the strongest force for good in the music community as far as departments inside the city. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, small business as well, because Amplify 817, the music community is directly tied to our music venues. And so I'm a big supporter of Amplify 817. Stream music off of their catalog for free without commercial interruption. It's the best way to find local music. Amplify817.org. McFly's Pub. These guys have something special. And it's a little bit out of your way. It is. You got to drive down Meandering to get to the east gate kind of NASJRB Carswell. And so it's a Fort Worth hidden gem, but I'm telling you, people are coming from overseas to check out this place. It's got a 1980s Back to the Future theme vibe, and just great people hanging out there. Wonderful, huge outdoor area, live music all the time. Tommy Luke is still doing his Tuesday night open mic out there at McFly's. Lots of reasons to go out there, and I think I'm going to go ahead and release both of these episodes today. McFly's Pub is doing a Back to the Future Day event, half-price drinks all day. That's pretty excellent. Half-price drinks, October 21st out at McFly's. And they'll probably do it next year, too. They didn't know that today was National Back to the Future Day, and so I laced them up on that, and within 2 hours, they had a new flyer built up, and we were sharing that. So, kind of last minute, but still a cool deal. McFly's Pub right here in Fort Worth. Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf. This is my buddy Joe, and we go way back. But he started this company where he will bring out the disc golf baskets and all the gear, the putters, the drivers, and anything else you need. He'll set up a course for you. Excuse me. Hold on a minute. Yeah. All right, so he'll set up a course for you. And he's also got nighttime baskets with LED lights, and the Frisbees or the discs, they've got lights on them too, or glow in the dark, something like that. Anyway, it's rad. It's really cool. Find them on Facebook as Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf and get that scheduled today for your next party. It's awesome. Eaton Data Solutions. Our buddy Richard has been working in data security for a very long time for a company that protects Fortune 500 businesses, you know, the big dogs. And in the middle of doing this, he's like, you know what? The middle and small level businesses, they need this data protection too. So he created Eaton Data Solutions. Do not log into your computer one day. Let's use our imaginations. Put your imagination hat on. You walk into work on a Monday. You had a great weekend. You log into your computer and you realize that all your data has been locked up. You can't access shit. You can't get into your payroll. You can't get into your records from the last 10 years or whatever. And now you're getting emails from this mysterious sender telling you that if you don't pay this ransom, you're not going to get the passcode to access your encrypted files. This is a real thing, and it's happening more and more with small and medium-sized businesses. Used to, you only saw this with the big companies, but they are attacking smaller entities now because you're vulnerable, you're unprotected. Eaton Data Solutions can prevent that. Have their team come in and instruct your staff on how to identify areas of vulnerability. EatonDataSolutions.com. Give them a look. They got a drop-down menu with scheduling services and all that stuff. EatonDataSolutions.com. The Body Scrubbery. It's our friend Michelle over there on Pennsylvania Avenue. If you're looking for a way to relax, get a body scrub, a massage, a facial, whatever, go check out the Body Scrubbery. Maybe it's not for you, though. Maybe you're too busy for that. It's still a great gift idea. So go check them out. It's thebodyscrubbery.com. Pouring Glory, great place. 9 years in business. They've made it through all the storms. Wonderful big outdoor patio area. Excellent award-winning food inside. Ginormous wall of taps. Lots of craft beer. Dog friendly. And they have dog park Sundays. They encourage you to bring your doggos out and socialize with the other pets. It's a really cool spot. It's, if you know where Main at Southside used to be, Cicada, and you throw a rock over to the east, and you throw it really hard as you've ever thrown a rock, you'll hit Pouring Glory. It's 1 block removed just east of South Main Street. But not really that hard to find. Every single one of you have a device in your hand. You're probably listening to this episode on that device. Go to your navigation bar. Type in Pouring Glory. Ba-bam! There it is. Holy crap. It's right there. All this time, I had no idea. I'm out there most nights. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday now, since we're talking about it. Tuesday is now karaoke night. We moved that from 6 to 9, and we've collaborated with Cicada. Our buddy London over there does another karaoke from 9 to, is it midnight? It's 11 or midnight or something like that, something crazy. So we're going to kick off the karaoke party on Tuesdays from 6 to 9, and then if you're still wanting to karaoke after we've karaoke'd our butts off, you can walk right down the street to the Cicada or drive your car, it doesn't matter. But it is walkable, and you can do more karaoke right there at Cicada. So anyway, join me at Pouring Glory Tuesdays for karaoke. Wednesday night, we are doing a comedy show, and we're not just doing any old comedy show. We want Pouring Glory to be the center of the Fort Worth comedy universe. So we're going to be working very diligently on that. We want you to come out and see these talented comedians on our stage out there. There will be a new stage pretty soon. I don't know when, but we've got all the wood there. So that's going to happen at some point. It's almost ready. It's not going to take much. But anyway, comedy show on Wednesday. No charge as of right now, but we're going to be bringing some really excellent comedians out there. So there may be a cover later, but for right now, that comedy show is free. So come out this Wednesday, 7 o'clock, I believe. Look to our social media to get any updates to that information. But it's going to be this Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Pouring Glory. I think we're going to have 4 or 5, maybe even 6 comedians on stage. Fort Worth Roots will be there and kind of helping direct and produce the show. And I will not be telling jokes unless you make me mad. Then I'll get up there and ruin your night. Thursday night is the new singer-songwriter. We had that on Wednesdays for the past, 5-6 months. But because of requests and the number of open mics on a Wednesday, we have moved it to Thursday night. And we hope that this helps your schedule. We want to see all of our artists come on back down to Pouring Glory and show a little bit of love and support for this thing. Because these open mics are great spots for networking, for local musicians, and just having a good time. So come on out. That is Thursday night. That does start at 7 o'clock and goes until 10. and we would love to see music of all genres. We have backing tracks available on our laptop, ready to tie in if you need something like that. If you're not necessarily a instrument type person, more of a singer performer person, we can handle that. Wood Post Metalworks. Go to woodpostmetalworks.com. Great for building LED backlit signs like the one you see hanging off the front of the Fort Worth Roots podcast studio. Go to woodpostmetalworks.com. Use podcast 817 at checkout to get 10% off. Houck Walker Originals, another great gift idea. They do all sorts of craft stuff, and Houck Walker Originals is also doing classes now where you can make your own art decor for the house. So check into that. I believe their classes are listed on their website, HouckWalkerOriginals.com. Roofing Solutions by Darren Houck, our OG, one of our oldest sponsors. Darren and his family have been taking care of the Fort Worth Roots podcast for years now, and the Houck family has been taking care of roofs inside the River Oaks and Greater Fort Worth area for a very, very long time. I think his dad started city roofing back in the 60s. I think that's right. There's a black and white photo in Darren's office of his dad standing in front of what I believe is City Roofing is the name of the company. Anyway, long story short, this family has earned the trust of the community, and don't take my word for it. You can go online and look up Roofing Solutions by Darren Houck and see the ratings across platforms. You don't find roofers with ratings like this. It's amazing. So what that means is he stands by his product and he takes care of his customers. And they've been doing it for a very, very long time. So that is Roofing Solutions by Darren Houck. And by the way, if you don't have time to write down all these emails and stuff like that, you can go to our website, fortworthroots.com, and see the trusted sponsors. You just tap on the little drop-down tab. I will tell you, if you're on a mobile device, and we're going to upgrade our website soon, I promise. But if you're on a mobile device, you have to swipe over. Like, you have to swipe the screen to the left, so you're going to the right, and it's in the top right corner is our drop down. It's dumb, but that's just the way this website is. So if you're on your PC, it's built for PC, so no problem there. Boulevard Brew, our buddy Brad over there, man, I've been spending a lot of time over there because they changed their hours. They are now open on Sundays, which is great for me because when I'm at the studio and I've got a band practicing behind me, it's distracting, and I can't handle it. But whenever I go up to Boulevard Brew, they got a coffee shop in the front. They got a venue space in the back. I go back to that venue space. It's early in the morning. Nobody's back there playing music. I get my laptop out, and there's plenty of seats, by the way. There could be 20 other homies in there working on their laptops, and we wouldn't be bugging each other. But it's quiet. It's chill. He's got some good music playing in the background. And every time I need my coffee filled up, I just go, "Hey, Brad, more coffee, bro." And he brings me another cup. It's a great workspace. It's many things, but it is also that. And so I think in the future, you're going to see me up at Boulevard Brew in the mornings on Sundays, just banging out some work on the laptop. So anyway, don't have to go up there on a Sunday to catch me, but do go and support this awesome locally owned business. Boulevard Brew is located off of River Oaks Boulevard. It's by Josefina's Mexican Cafe, which is, by the way, pretty good. And Atomic Then and Now, a furniture place with all sorts of wild shit. You should check them out, too. They're not a sponsor, but it's weird. Check it out. Hoppin'. You hear me talking about them at least 4 times a week in the month of October because they were nice enough to let us bring in the morning show to their store and give us access to the building and do the morning show, do the thing, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we've got those episodes out to you by 8 a.m. But let me tell you about Hoppin'. It is something that you haven't seen in Fort Worth. I know that, and don't know that I've never seen this. I've never seen beer done this way, but you have your own tap wall. You've got 50 taps to choose from. You never have to wait on a bartender, and you don't have to order a full beer. You get an armband when you come in the door. It's got a chip in it. They link it to your debit card. You walk up to the wall, scan your chip, and then it activates the panel. Now you get to pour your own beer. The cool thing is you can pour an ounce, you can pour 12. It doesn't matter. You get to choose. So if you just want to try the beer out, or maybe I get into this mood where I'm like, I want a little bit of this for the flavor, but I don't know if I want a full one. Okay, this is the place to do it. And the prices. I was sitting there talking to Michael. I think this was Friday. I think it was Friday. It was. Sitting there with Michael, the owner, talking about prices. And he was like, I don't know, man. We might have to bring our prices up because don't quote me on this, but it might be 20% cheaper, maybe 30% cheaper to pour a beer at Hoppin' than it would be to order one at any other place in town, I think. And these are craft beers, and he's talking about putting more light beers on the wall. But anyway, my story here today is that it's really cheap to drink there. So be careful. We need you to be responsible. We don't want you to get into trouble. But they have wine. They've got THC-infused seltzers. They've got beer. It's really cool. And the space, the place is just, it feels good when you walk in. It's very clean, very open, tall ceilings, and a really cool little, it's not a huge patio, but it's a really nice patio with AstroTurf and cornhole boards and outdoor patio furniture with a fire pit. It's cool stuff, man. I really like this place. And they've got a stage and they do live music. What else do you need? Go ahead. I'll wait. There's also a cocktail bar. So if you're not a beer, wine, or seltzer fan, you can walk over to the bar on the other side from the tap wall. And they've got good stuff there too. So anyway, check it out. It's hopping. That's what's hopping. There's some kind of joke there. Check out what's hopping at Hoppin'. Yeah. Very TCU friendly, and you can schedule events, I think, up until November 2nd, November 1st or 2nd. Anyway, call in now if you want to book an event there. I think their capacity is like 120 before it starts getting real squeezy. But yeah, if you got like an office holiday party or a bar mitzvah, divorce party, which, I don't think those are great. I don't know. I don't understand divorce parties. Anyway, whatever you got. You need to party? They got you covered up to 120 people before it gets squeezy. All right, that's enough out of me. I've talked a lot. My voice is going. Arts Goggle was awesome. Anyway, okay. All right. I love you. I'll see you next week. Peace.